Hello, I'm Rod Slasher Breslau here at the MLG New York Winter Arena inside of their offices. Just got here, and now we're going to be interviewing the players and the teams to find out how they feel before the upcoming start of the tournament. I am here with Team Evil Geniuses, Chris, HuK, Loranger, and Chris. For everyone out there at home, could you give a brief explanation of who you are and your name, age, where you're from, etc.?
My name is Chris Loranger. I'm from Canada. That's my home country. Before that, I was from the U.S. I live in Korea right now, South Korea. And I go by the ID HuK. I'm a professional StarCraft 2 player.
So now this is going to be pretty much, I think, the first major event of 2012. How are you feeling going in?
I feel pretty good. Jet lag's a huge issue for players, and fortunately for me, I got in like 2 days ago. So as long as you have a good mental state, it's all practice after that, and I feel pretty good. So should be fun.
Your first opponent will be Minigun. So how are you feeling about that matchup?
Minigun is a really good player. I mean, everybody here is a really good player, but he's definitely a lot easier than Nesty or some other GSL champions. So I feel pretty good about the match. It is PvP though, which is like a high variance matchup. So anything can happen, but I should win.
It seems like you've had a little trouble playing PvP as of late, maybe over opponents that you should have been able to beat. Do you feel like that is giving you a little bit of a problem?
Yeah, PvP right now, especially for me, is my weakest matchup, and because it is such a high variance matchup, anything can happen, but I hope to play my game. If I can play my game and I can rely on my micro, I should win.
Against Hasuab's example, you might have been a little bit too overconfident looking past him into farther on in the bracket. Do you feel like you have not been able to do that same thing this time?
No, I mean, I'm definitely taking Minigun pretty seriously, and I'm taking my next opponents very seriously. I'm taking the whole tournament very seriously. It was definitely a mistake before, and I hope not to repeat it. So, I'm just going to focus on one match at a time and take it from there.
So Blizzard released a new patch right before this tournament is going to happen. What kind of effect do you think that's going to have on the event?
Terran vs. Zerg for sure is going to be changed a lot. I think Ultra is going to be a lot more common, and obviously the whole matchup will be changed just by metagame. But as far as Protoss, I don't think too much is going to be changed. I know there's like the Phoenix range buff on Fleet Beacon, but I don't really think anybody's going to make Phoenixes, so it shouldn't be a problem.
You don't actually think that's going to be used at all?
I'm pretty sure in professional play at the highest level, it's not going to be used. No.
This is actually an experiment by MLG of how they're running their event. This is kind of like GSL. You've been over at Korea and playing at GSL for many seasons now. So what are your initial thoughts and feelings about how the setup is here and how this event is going to run as opposed to the major MLG events?
It seems pretty professional. They have, an area for players to relax. They have food and drink, and they have computers. It seems pretty nice. The biggest difference between normal MLGs and this one is just you're not going to have like all a bunch of fans, around you or the crowd to get you pumped up or whatever. But it's still very, very nice, and hopefully MLG just continues the great professionalism they've had in past events, and it can be ran smoothly, and that's all I can ask for.
Is there any difference between the GSL events and an MLG event here where there is no crowd, no spectators, and you don't have a crowd behind you as opposed to, those big events?
For me, I think it's easier to play without a crowd. I mean, crowd usually gets you pumped up, it can get you motivated, but for me, it only makes me nervous. But I've played so much, and I played so much in front of a crowd or not with a crowd that it doesn't really make a difference. I think having a crowd's obviously always a benefit, but GSL, they're very, you're in a booth and it's soundproof, and then you come out, so it's not, a big factor either. I think MLGs, the normal ones, have the biggest crowd effect. Being able to come out of the booth and see this huge sea of people and them chanting your name or whatever is really nice, but it's fine either way.
All right, thank you, Chris, and good luck in the tournament.